Hello everybody, this is Mesh Matt. I'm out here in the March 25th, 2010. I'm on Motherlode Lake called Lake Amador. The great thing about Lake Amador is, as you can see, it's a Thursday and I'm the only boat on the lake. So you gotta love it. And you can come out here with your drop shot rod in the springtime and just have a ball. I've probably caught, 25 fish in the last 3 hours. You know, a lot of males. I've got one 3-pounder, might be a female. As you can see from my boat, there you go. Whenever you got worms just thrown all over the deck and your scissors out and a Pepsi, you know it's a pretty good day. Anyhow, one method that I've been using today from a good buddy of mine taught me this method, and he claims to have coined this phrase. It's called dead sticking, and you can actually dead stick your drop shot. And what I like doing is throwing it out there, and you just let it sit. Let your drop shot sit there, and you don't lift your rod tip up. You know, you don't shake your rod tip. You know, you just kind of slowly reel in, just ever so slightly with your rod tip down. And that's my buddy Steve's favorite way of fishing this time of year. He calls it dead sticking. Everyone, you know, you've heard that term before, I know you have, but you know, people say, hey, I coined that phrase. Well, I believe Steve, he's the man that coined this, because age, you know, goddamn. He's like going on 60, he's been around bass fishing all his life. You know, how do I argue that? Can't argue that point. So he's the one that showed me this method, and man, I tell you, I've been knocking him dead. Let's see if I can catch one today on this beautiful lake. I got overcast skies. It's actually, we had a cold front roll in, so the bite is, you know, normally I could come out here and catch 100, but the bite is off a little bit. And I wanted to bed fish today, but with the overcast, and it's been real tough. So I know they're on beds, but if you can drag one of these and let it sit there for a little bit, if you can't see the beds, you know, this dead sticking technique is pretty good. You know they're up tight. You know they're in 2 or 3 foot, 4 foot of water. So get it up there tight, work the bank parallel, and slowly reel in, because chances are, if you're fishing inside of a point, you're going to run it over a bed. And if you keep it there long enough, you're going to get bit. So let's see if I can get one on the inside of this point over here. That basically worked the whole lake. Actually, to be honest with you, I haven't. I've been down in that cove right there for the last 2.5 hours. I probably got 20 out of that cove alone. So, you know, just taking my time. You know, no need to rush if you're biting. One of these days, I'm going to drag it over a big one. You know, and maybe the female will be on the nest, and I'll get a big one. So, you know, keep plugging away. This is my technique for the day because of the overcast skies. It's called dead sticking a drop shot rig. As you can see, as we're coming up on this point here, we're working this bank. You know, not one bite. You know, and this is typical for spring when they're spawning. You know, very rarely will you find them on the outside edges of the points. Where you're going to find them is on those inside edges. So when I get over to that inside edge, I'm going to fire up the camera again and see if I can get one to bite. So we're on the inside part of this cove. We're practicing the dead sticking technique of my buddy Steve. He says he coined the phrase. Everyone uses it though. Let's see if I can catch one here. So I like, you know, you got this little rock wall here, and you know, I think they're stacked in here. Let's see if I can catch one for you guys. Go ahead and cast out. Dead sticking on this rock wall right here. I'm going to cast. So far I don't think I got it close enough. There it is! A nice one on the drop shot. I know people have told me to get the hat cam, but Never do seem to get it. Here we are drop-shotting again. This time out at Lake Amador.